Hello, everyone. This is author, motivational speaker, and dating coach Matthew C. Horne, and I'm bringing you a video tonight titled Masculinity Never Questions Her Exit. It's brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies, and thank you to everyone who's been ordering. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to push with the algorithm so I can continue to bring you these elevated messages. Let's get right to it. Masculinity never questions her exit. As a sexually attractive man, you're going to encounter a lot of women on a regular basis, and the experiences for the most part will be brief and they will be fleeting. And you don't want to overvalue the presence of a woman, meaning that your hope gets ahead of the reality of how she's functioning in your space. You don't want to get ahead of yourself. Masculinity is exemplified by a calmness. Masculinity has a calmness because he's centered in himself and he has a level of reverence and love for himself. So that calmness, it will translate to a mindset that you will never question the woman who voluntarily exits your space. You're calm. You didn't get overexcited. Your expectations when you met the woman were tempered. They were tempered because you're dealing with a woman. She's a naturally created, unstable creature. That's why she was told to submit to her husband, because something was supposed to stabilize her. And a lot of times they haven't necessarily prepared for the very being, the man that was meant to elevate her and stabilize her. And that's why she's unstable. And so you can't have a high expectation and a false level of hope for an unstable creature that's entering your space. Most of your run-ins, most of your encounters, they're going to be brief and they're going to be fleeting. And it's something that you have to accept, because you don't want women continuously exiting your space to be taxing on your psyche and your spiritual and mental health. That's not something that you can deal with as a visionary man that's working towards something, that's always bettering himself. You don't want the residue, or you don't want to carry a weight from the curiosity of why certain women chose to exit your space. You just remain stoic and you remain calm. Sometimes they'll say things like, for such and such reason, I don't want to deal with you anymore. And, sometimes they'll just outright ghost you, or the energy will just fade and dissipate. There will be an energy shift. It's all the same. They're voluntarily exiting your space. And who cares? If you're operating in masculinity, which is you have a level of self-love in balance, then when she decides that she wants to exit your space, she's a representation of imbalance, which means she cannot remain in the calm and balanced space that is you as a masculine man. And so if you feel the weight or the emotional burden of any woman exiting your space, you have to question how deeply you're operating in masculinity, or if you're operating in masculinity at all. Because what happens is that, just because you're becoming a sexually attractive man and you've improved your looks and you develop a vision for your life, and your appearance is improving because you're emanating the new level of love that you have for yourself, that's great that women are offering themselves to you as soon as they meet you now. It's great that you're getting an unlimited amount of choosing signals. But the thing that really anchors sexual attractiveness is masculinity. And the masculinity is the level of self-awareness and self-love that you have to balance everything out in your life and in your space. And so you have to choose masculinity. Just like you chose becoming a sexually attractive man, it's the complement is masculinity. And that's when you have an energy and an aura. The aura drew her in, but she may not have known how to function in that space because you're such a rarity of a man. So you have to understand that many women aren't going to be able to function in your space unless they've prepared for you. And that's not the case of most women. Like I said, they're unstable. And in many cases, they're self-destructive. They eschew and push away everything that's good for them. And so with a creature existing in that capacity, you can't trouble yourself by trying to understand why she wanted to make an exit from your space. The only thing that you should ask yourself is, was I a consistent presence in her life? Did I keep my word and give her a good experience? And did I respect her? When you meet a woman, that's all you owe her. Just be consistent and respectful. And a lot of times things will dissipate quickly. So if you can look at yourself and say, hey, I was a good presence in her life, I kept my word, I was respectful, and she still chose to exit your space, that's where the conversation should end right there. It's not deep enough to exercise a level of curiosity that's going to take you away from the important things that you should be focusing on as you move forward. Masculinity is a forward-moving proposition. Masculinity is always moving forward. Masculinity is a forward-moving proposition. Whatever's in his past, he is not focused on it. He doesn't question it. And a woman who no longer wants to be in your space is a representation of your past. But there are so many great things that are in front of you that it does not serve you to look in your past. It doesn't serve you to overvalue the presence of any woman. That's what disappointment stems from, because you overvalued her presence. She hadn't proven anything yet. Women have to prove that they can occupy your space over time and move in congruence with the masculine man that you are, the offering and the gift that you are to this world. She has to prove that she can move in congruence with that over time before she has any level of value. And when you overvalue a woman, then you're prematurely addressing her and labeling her as something that she has not proven herself to be. And that's where the disappointment comes from. And I see it all the time. You know, all of my super tall, attractive friends that I hang around, I see some of them getting a lot of women, but they don't understand how fleeting this game really is. And, they'll meet a new woman and they'll get so excited. And I'm telling them, like, temper your expectations, man. She might have some good qualities. Oh, she's young. She looks good. She's showing up the right way for right now. I just say temper your expectations. I'm not telling them her tail is going to fall out and she's going to fuck everything up. No, I just say, just temper your expectations, man. Just observe her. Let that excitement come over time when she's shown you that she's qualified to be and remain in your space. That's when the level of excitement can come. But until then, there has to be a calmness. There has to be a stillness as you experience her and you observe her. And when she makes that decision for whatever reason, which is none of your business, she makes that decision that she no longer wants to be there, it's okay. And I've had women, do that to me plenty of times, man. Like I said, they'll ghost or they'll pull the energy back, or sometimes, they'll actually give you an explanation. And I have no words for them. If a woman sends me a text message like, oh, this has been good, but I don't want to do it anymore, I don't even respond. What's the point? Like, what's the point of responding? Or a woman can, call you and tell you, maybe she has an explanation, or she just point blank says she doesn't want to do it anymore. And the only words that I have for them, it was nice to meet you. I don't care how long I dealt with them for. And that creates a curiosity in their mind, because most men are going to try to convince the woman to remain in this space when the woman is attempting to make her exit. But that's weakness. That's weakness. Nothing good will come from that anyway, because she can't trust you, because she knows that you're supposed to have a level of self-love and masculinity that you're not going to engage in an imbalanced situation. So if she can make you weak, then the world can make you weak. And she knows that. So the best thing that you can do is just say, hey, it was nice to meet you. I enjoyed the time, or whatever it is. See, balance occurs when you have a mindset that it was good until it wasn't. And that's how you should look at every woman, especially when she's exiting your space. It was good until it wasn't. It's as simple as that, man. It simply was good until it wasn't. I enjoyed it until it was no longer enjoyable. And then you go to the next woman. Because that's what happens with sexually attractive men, is that there's always a captive audience of women waiting for you. And a lot of times you'll be talking to multiple women anyway. So if one attempts to make an exit, then you're not going to feel the brunt of her exit anyway. You'll probably forget her name in a week or two. And that's how a lot of the situations play out. You know, you'll have one woman who, you know, she'll grab you by the arm as soon as she meets you. She'll ask you to take her home. You know, you all do what you do. She leaves in the morning. You walking her back to her car and she's grabbing your arm again. She's like, oh, this is going to be my man, you know? And then she just completely fucking disappears. You know, she fades, she ghosts and all that stuff. But who cares? That's just the game. The game is fleeting. You're dealing with a collection and a myriad of unstable creatures, women. You must temper your expectations. They were created to be under the leadership and guidance of a man because that was meant to stabilize them. So if they're not stabilized, they're unstable, and I can't get that across enough. So you'll have that type of situation to another woman who will see you, and you know, right after that previous woman exited your space, you're walking up on women, and a group of them have that red beam of lust in their eyes, and you literally just deciding which one you want to choose, man. And that's why masculinity is a calmness and it's a forward moving focus, because you're always focused on what's in front of you. It's difficult to walk forward and look back simultaneously. So you have to choose to move forward. And yes, you know, when you gracefully accept her exit, yeah, she'll be curious. Because most men are going to try to convince her to stay because they're in a scarcity mindset. They don't have an energy and an aura about them that beautiful women throwing themselves at this type of man is a regular experience. They don't have that level of energy, aura, and understanding of themselves because they haven't graduated to that level. So that's the man that she's used to dealing with. But when you simply say, hey, it was nice to meet you, then that's it. That's it. You have nothing else to say to her. Just delete her number and keep it pushing. Because there's always a collection of receptive women. There's always a collective of receptive women. You walk up in a spot and see this is the thing about the sexually attractive masculine man. You literally have an energy and an aura that surrounds you. Because the combination and the merging of sexual attractiveness and masculinity is such a rare commodity that you literally have an energy and an aura that surrounds you. And that energy and aura is apparent wherever you go. So that energy and aura is a magnetic space and field that draws people to you. And so you can have a woman exit your space and you can literally pivot, go out that night, go somewhere, and then there's going to be more receptive women. And then there's already receptive women in your space. So essentially, it's her loss. Because she's not really going to find many more men like you. That's why it doesn't serve you to try to figure out why she exited your space. You don't question that. You just accept it. You accept it and you move forward towards the women that are willingly ingratiating themselves into your energy field. And eventually one of them is going to get it right, but most of the experiences are going to be fleeting because you're dealing with self-destructive creatures who are unstable. That's how it happens. You're dealing with self-destructive creatures who are unstable. They won't participate in their own rescue. They won't discipline themselves and value quality men enough to learn how to prepare for them. So they're constantly fumbling good men. They don't even know why they do it half the time. And those are the ones that will attempt to come back, or you run into them and you know they're looking for closure and all that kind of crazy stuff, man. You just keep it pushing. Nothing good comes from looking back. If she made a conscious decision that she doesn't want to remain in your space, she is forever invisible and irrelevant to your life. That's how it has to be. And it has to be immediate. As soon as she makes the exit, you just move forward. That's it. It's really that simple. You just move forward. Because as a sexually attractive man who's operating in and practicing masculinity, you have become a gift to women. She can be satisfied and lust you in terms of your appearance, your physical prowess, the improvements that you've made on yourself, and the elevated place that you've arrived at in life. She can be satisfied with that. And then you balance her with masculinity because you never put her above yourself, meaning that you can adequately lead her because you're so grounded within yourself. You have a calmness, you have an energy, you have a focus. The combination of those factors and those elements creates a man that is an absolute gift. So if you understand that you are an absolute gift, why would you question why any woman would not want to continue to partake in the gift that is you? It makes no sense. So develop yourself into that gift, and the inclination and the instinct to question why she left will never enter your mind or your spirit. When you understand that you are a gift, then you willingly let women go who no longer want to partake of the gift that is you. There should be no trying to figure things out and calling your homeboys and, sitting down with different individuals and trying to work through stuff. No, she just doesn't want to be there anymore, man. You shouldn't be working through or processing why she possibly may have left, and forget all that, man. There's a collection of women that are waiting to celebrate your presence, man. Your energy is better served moving forward. And you're going deeper into your levels of masculinity with every woman that you don't question her exit. Every woman that you let go, it takes you deeper into self-love and into masculinity. Every woman that you let go, who no longer wants to be there, it takes you deeper into self-love and masculinity. It deepens your aura. It expands your presence. And then that's why the sexually attractive man, ultimately he becomes a sight to behold. Because he's moving so different than the average man when he's practicing masculinity. So you become a sight to behold. And so it's impossible to question why a woman left or to miss her presence when everywhere you go, there are women who are inhaling you as a sight to behold. You're a sight to behold not because you're so attractive. You're a sight to behold because you have an energy and aura of masculinity that surrounds you. Women can't even put their finger on it, but they want to experience it. And so everything meaningful and worthwhile in your life is not in your past, it's in moving forward. It's in improving yourself. It's into going into deeper levels of masculinity so that your energy and your aura precedes you. And women don't just want to experience you sexually because you're a sexually attractive man. They begin to think of a future because they feel safe and grounded in the space of the calm, masculine space that she has entered. She understands that you can guide her because you're not overvaluing her. Your expectations are tempered, and you're not getting too far ahead of yourself and getting designated her a value that she has not earned. Women know exactly who they are and where they stand, the things that they contend with. They know deep down that they should have to show themselves over time, that they should not be overvalued just because they're beautiful or they're young and they have different things going for themselves. They understand that the man that they can trust is the man who is not going to get overexcited. He has a tempered presence. He has a calm presence in her space. And that's when you become different. But embrace the gift that you are. Embrace the sight to behold that you are. Walk through life with that consciousness. You'll never miss anything that doesn't want to be in your space anymore. And you'll be more open to higher quality women and elevated experiences because you're taking a more masculine version of yourself through life. This has been Matthew C. Horne, author, motivational speaker, and dating coach, bringing you a video tonight titled, Masculinity Never Questions Her Exit. It's brought to you by my books, How to Get Beautiful Women and Everything Else You Want from Life, in addition to How to Be Appealing to Successful Black Men for Black Women. They're both available at my website, www.matthewchorne.com. Get your copies. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to continue to push with the algorithm so I can continue to bring these elevated messages. If you would like for me to make a custom video for you on a particular topic, then make a donation of $50 or more to my PayPal or my Cash App that's in my video description. Leave the topic that you want me to speak on in the note on PayPal or Cash App, because they both have a note feature when you make your donation. Leave your topic you want me to talk about in the note feature, and I will get your video on your topic up on my channel, Matthew C. Horne Dating in 24 Hours or Less. If your title that you want me to speak about is more nuanced and more in-depth than just leaving a note, make your donation first on PayPal or Cash App, and then email me at matt@matthewchorne.com so that I can do an assessment of your more in-depth analysis of what you want me to speak about. And your page, your video will be up on my page, like I said, in 24 hours or less. I'm fast over here. If my video has been of value to you tonight, if your thought process have been elevated, and you are better for having encountered my message, make a donation to my PayPal or my Cash App that's in my video description. And thank you to everyone who's been donating. I enjoy waking up to these donations and just understanding that you all are thankful for these offerings that I'm depositing into your life. So thank you all. And if you're in need of coaching, if you know that my voice resonates with you and I'm the man to take you to the desired outcomes that you have in the dating and relationship space, then email me at matt@matthewchorne.com. Leave your name, your phone number, and whatever issue that you're facing in the dating space. I will do an assessment, get back to you promptly with the terms of the coaching, and the coaching will begin immediately once you accept the terms of the coaching. We've been experiencing some great experiences and breakthroughs in my coaching sessions. They're tailored, they're personalized, and whatever your issue is, I promise you there's a breakthrough on the other end of the phone conversation with me. And also, lastly, I'm looking for 5 individuals, because I've been getting inquiries about mentorship. I'm looking for 5 individuals to undertake a year-long mentorship journey with me, a personal year-long mentorship coaching journey with me, to help you to optimize yourself so that you can get the optimal outcomes with beautiful women and in life in general. So I'm offering that to 5 individuals. And just contact me at matt@matthewchorne.com if that is something that you believe you could benefit from. And I can send you the terms, and we can decide if we're a good fit to work with one another. But I've enjoyed spending some time with you tonight. Just please understand that once sexual attractiveness and masculinity merges, you become a gift. You enter an energy field where any woman can interpret that this is a safe space for her to be. It makes no sense to look back at a woman who no longer wants to be in your presence when the entire world is waiting on you to encounter you so that they can get the elevated experience that is you. You are the sight to behold. Once you do the work and then you practice masculinity in terms of you understand that you are a balanced offering to every person that you enter this space. Every person is going to be better for you being there. You can never focus on people who don't want to be there, because there's a captive audience waiting for you to enter their space. And that's the reality of the merging of sexual attractiveness and masculinity. You become a sight to behold. I'll see you soon.